We know that there's mineralization at Winnie Lake. We know wrapping around the Pluton, we have very similar characteristics there. So it's not just this one site. We have the addition to really expand this footprint of mineralization and make it something that's really exciting and worth chasing.
Welcome back. It's been a few weeks, but we've been very busy on the west side of our property. We're really happy to announce that we have acquired a brand new piece of the puzzle for us, and the Winnie Lake property in the, how do we say it, Mike? Amakugami?
Yeah, Amakugami.
I always mispronounce it. Akamugami, Amadugami. So Amakugami, I think it is. Anyways, there's two properties that were puzzle pieces that were missing from the southeastern side of the granite intrusion, and now we control that entire package around the intrusion. And so over the last few weeks, been in discussions with Valdor Mining, which we've acquired that property, and now we get to basically take that and incorporate it into our thesis for exploring around this intrusion. So just to recap again, the whole idea behind this is that it shares similar rock types to those that we see in the Blake River rocks of the Quebec side of the border, where there's some absolutely massive deposits that are VMS in nature that are proximal to these plutons. And we have the same similar thing going on our side. This is a known showing with a really good drill intercept. And so we're looking at expanding on that and having some fun with this new property for us. So I'll let Drake and Mike take it away here so they can talk a little bit more about the geology and the theory behind everything. And yeah, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, so we've taken a look at the Winnie Lake property, and we've done our due diligence on it and decided that geologically it makes sense for us to pick this property up. It shares similar geophysical characteristics and location around the Pluton that we own right now. And by acquiring this property, we're going to be able to get boots on the ground and look at what's actually happening at surface and take their historic drilling and try to squeeze out any bit of information, whether that's geochemical or structural data that we could pull from it to then apply to our own ground as well. So we get a full picture of what's happening around this Pluton, right? So we could basically refine our targeting with this additional data set, and there's known great mineralization on the property. So, we know it's hosted in the mafic volcanic andesite, and it's proximal to the Winnie Lake Pluton and syenite stock. And it seems that it kind of is going parallel to the contact between the mafic volcanics and the granitic intrusion. And so testing along the boundaries of there with both surface sample information and geophysical information will give us a more complete picture. So,
speaking from the land of the island of Antigua, man. I moved my office for a couple of weeks. So, anyways, yeah, no, this is very exciting because we see similar magnetic highs around this Pluton. Winnie Lake's associated with a magnetic high. Due really to a lot of magnetite associated with the massive sulfides, which are copper and zinc, and they're gold rich and silver rich, so which adds a very good bonus. Historically, the grand 8901 hole assayed 1.93 copper and 151 zinc. 0.746 gold and 12.1 grams silver per ton. That was over the first 18 meters. And then there was another high-grade intercept of 10.12 meters of 244 copper, 363 zinc, 1.376 gold, and 16.5 grams per ton silver. What's more interestingly, everyone always quoted and looked at this property with the high grade in mind. We looked at it. We sort of broadened a bit of our horizons and looked at the whole hole, and found out that these two intercepts are within a broader intercept of 47.12 meters. Something that anyone would be very excited about. So that's 47.12 meters of 1.34 copper, 1.53 zinc, 0.63 gold, and 9.25 silver grams per ton. I mean, that's a fabulous hole, and it is gold and silver rich, much like the Horn deposit over in Noranda and the Laurent VMS deposit further east of Noranda. That's exciting. It's in the same Blake River rocks. Again, associated close to a granitic stock of some sort there, cyanitic. So it's very exciting. The deepest drill hole is 200 vertical meters. So there's lots of room to expand. What is this? Well, it could be just a sort of maybe a remobilized pod off a larger deposit somewhere nearby. Massive sulfides travel very easy. They're very squishable, so you can put them into shear zones and cracks and things like that. And maybe it's just something has just broken this piece of a bigger deposit at depth or along strike or somewhere in there, and this is what we're seeing. But this could be the tip of the tiger's tail. So, well, we're very excited about it, and the best thing is that we're seeing other similar geophysical anomalies around the granitic Pluton that hasn't even had a drill hole in it. So that's exciting too. And there is some EM flyover conductors associated with this. So, I mean, the sky's wide open here. So we're very excited and just get looking at some core and get our permits in place and get some more holes into this along strike and at depth. So.
Yeah, one of the fun things is we took all of the existing drill hole data, put it into Leapfrog, and Drake spun that model around so that we could see kind of where that mineralization is. And it's not that typical VMS where it's just like the high grade zone and it's within a pod and that's it. It was spread out in a lot of different areas, and it speaks to that there's more opportunity there than what they might have been chasing previously. So it's just taking a look at it from a different standpoint. Like we said, we really think that this might have been remobilized from that intrusion when it came in. And so that's where our theory is still open. So when we look at the model towards the granite intrusion, beneath it and along the contacts, it's still open. And that's exactly what we're believing is the case, in that that's where that mineralization was mobilized from and how it got there. So it's a lot of fun seeing those things, seeing that the data that's already existing and being able to build on that with our new steps here coming up in the summer.
Yeah, and like previous people owning this property, they really didn't do any much geology. So they've got a drill, they've got a shaft, they've got sulfides on surface, put a hole down, got a boomer, drilled around it. Then they did some IP and drilled the IP stuff. Well, you're not really putting the geophysics and the geology together, like with a fold or something like that. Like no one's really done any geology work on this. They do geophysics and they drill it. They do geophysics and they drill it. Might not, that's not necessarily the best. I don't think it's the best way to go at all. You gotta learn to put pieces of the puzzle together. You gotta take in everything. So
they did say one of the biggest opportunities was that there hadn't been much or any. I thought there was some, but they said any downhole geophysics, and so using systems to really try to pick up on what is existing down there. And so running, again, that's the whole idea of running tests on the core and then being, okay, what is the mineralization responding to? And then being able to use that form of geophysics to highlight it further, from a downhole standpoint. So you're closer to the target, less interference from anything at surface or around it. But again, just a thought, and we have to see the core first. We have to touch it. We have to see what the rocks are doing. And that's the whole point of acquiring this, is that it will give us those tools to be able to chase the other stuff. So on that note, the existing permit that we have in is still taking its time. We have a few roadblocks that are in place that are just delays, where we should be in our final 10-day I have a meeting tomorrow with the Ontario government regarding it, to basically see if there's any room to expedite, and as well to expedite our future permits on these ones as well. But fingers crossed, everything's clear in no time at all. That pretty much wraps up this week, but stay tuned for the next episode, where we'll really dig deeper into the exploration plan for the summer, laying out exactly what we want to accomplish and what we want to achieve in detail, so that we can, basically check it off, knock it down, and away we go.